What's up, everyone? This is G-Ball Vision. Today I have a couple of new knives here to share with you all, and these are coming in from Artisan Cutlery. While I get this thing opened up, you know what to do. Let me know down in the comments what your EDC is today. Love seeing what you guys are carrying. This is going to be a newer release for Artisan Cutlery. We use the CJRB Lyrid there. That is a newer release for them. But I reached out to Artisan Cutlery because I wanted to check this knife out right here. Something very fierce. It is one of my favorite knives over the last couple of years that have come out from Artisan, and that is going to be the Ray Laconico designed Artisan Cutlery Revel. Now, if you're familiar with my channel, you have seen the Revel design before, but what we have here is going to be an affordable, more budget-ended Revel, and this thing is awesome. These are going to be like $40 to $50. They do have a couple of more premium versions that are much more expensive. One is around the $100 price point, and then they have one that goes beyond that as well. And a lot of people really like the Revel design, but didn't want to quite spend that much money on a specific version. Now, you're going to be able to pick these up in a couple of different flavors for under $50. I will have these linked down below in the description. They are available right now, and I believe just recently became available. We're going to be looking at RPM 9 for our blade steel. We have a cutout for deployment, and we have a nice little sharpening choil there. We are looking at a button plunge lock for our locking mechanism, and in Artisan CJRB fashion, it is a very, very solid button lock action. Good hold on that initial kind of wind up there. I don't know how the hell they are doing that, but it is really, really good. The closing action is phenomenal. We're going to be looking at that textured FRN that they have done in the past here with some of the pyrites. We do have a deep carry clip, and it is going to be reversible. I love the size of these knives. Why don't we get a good measurement here and see what we are looking at? About 3 1/4 strong of cutting edge, 3 1/2 total blade, and we are coming down there around 8 inches overall. And I'm gonna have a fly to kill here soon with the Bug Assault. We'll put up a couple of comparison knives here with the Kaiser Drop Bear up top, Benchmade Bug Out here on the bottom, and you'll see this knife's a little bit bigger than both of those. And we have the Vosteed Raccoon up top here, and we have the older brother to the Revel, the CJRB Frac. You'll see it falls right in between both of these. It's a little bit bigger than that Raccoon size, but going to be a little bit smaller on both ends than the Frac is. We'll go ahead and take a look at this in the pocket here, see what we're looking at. Their pocket clips are, for a budget-ended clip, they do a solid job. Going to carry nice and deep in the pocket. You'll have just a tiny bit there poking out. Otherwise, it's going to look very clean. Very simple clip, but it works well. And as I said earlier, this is going to be left-hand friendly there. You can see we have the mounting position for lefties. One thing I am interested in is because this has recessed liners here, steel liners. I want to get a weight check on this. We'll bring out the old arch nemesis here and get a weight check. It's not like overly heavy or anything, but it has some heft to it. Let's say, put your guesses in now if you want to guess. What do you think? 3.7? Could be even a little higher. Let's go 3.7. Oh! Woo! Woo! G-Ball getting splizzy, getting the splizzy splat. And we're at 104 grams. So ratio, people, 3.5 overall for the blade length. So coming in at 3.6. That's going to be great for everyone. It gives a good heft to the blade, but it's not overly heavy. It should be a well-rounded size for most people. We'll get a measurement here on our handle thickness, see what we're looking at. 0.48 for our handle thickness. We'll get a blade stock thickness, and it's thin, coming down there right at 105 thousandths. Pretty thin. And we'll get a behind the edge thickness here. See what we are looking at. Just try to get an idea here at least. And in that particular spot with that particular hold, we are going to be about 26 thousandths back here towards that sharpening choil. But let's see how this thing cuts out of the box. And to test that, we'll go ahead and use our SMKW catalog. And because we have that clip point style blade, we have a nice pokey tip. So that's going to be great for piercing and slicing type cuts. Going to be great. We have a fairly thicker behind the edge. I'd say that's a little thicker than normal. Those are me just messing up, not paying attention. This has a good edge on it. So it's a little bit thicker behind the edge, but that's not, that's not always a tall tale sign of how something is going to cut. I have had knives that are 27, 28 thousandths that are just absolute razor blades. And then I've had stuff that is, 15 to 18 thousandths behind the edge, and it cuts like crap. So it's not always, evident as to how it's going to perform, what the blade stock is, what the behind the edge is. And then sometimes things just, aren't done to the proper way they should be. Now, we do have a couple other ones here to scope out, and everything else is going to be the same as far as the weight goes, the measurements, of course, but we do have a couple of different styles here. And what this means is not only do we have a couple to actually test out as far as the lock is concerned and the edge is concerned, but what this also means is we are going to be having a giveaway, and we are going to be giving 2 of these away at least. I'll probably keep that all blacked out one, although this one is tempting right here as well. This brown handle with the black. Let's go ahead and get both of these out of here, see what we are looking at. As of right now, I believe these are the 3 that are available in this current design. So we have the all murdered out version. We have the Coyote FDE with the black. I'd say that's pretty good. I like that one too. And then I do like this one. I like this one with kind of they're calling it a mint green. I do like that. I bet Ashley will end up taking this one. So maybe we'll be giving just one of these away. I'll have to see. But as far as the action goes, man, they are really, I've always maintained that CJRB and Artisan do one of the best button plunge locks. That one has a little bit of stick there to it. Probably a little bit of oil, I'm going to guess. But if you're asking me, a budget-ended button lock, man, it's hard to beat Artisan and CJRB. And they have gotten even better here over the last year. But a year ago, I would have recommended a CJRB, like the Frac and some of the other various models they put out in a button lock. I know some people have moved on from button locks, and that's fine as far as a plunge lock is concerned. But over the course of the last 6 or 9 months, we have seen quite the change in button locks. And I've posed the question of, if things are done properly with the plunge lock, can it be strong? I know we've seen various failures from plunge locks over the last couple of years, but it was a new mechanism for everyone. And I just wonder, can a button plunge lock actually be tough if it's done properly? And, you know, over the course of the last 6 months or so, we have seen I think more attention to making these button plunge locks a little bit stronger. We are going to see how these locks hold up. And for that, we're going to bring out the spine whacker here, and we'll just see what we are looking at. We'll start with this one has a little bit of, it's starting to work itself out. You hear it? Centering is pretty good on that one. Centering is perfect on that one. And it is perfect on that one. I'd say that one's pretty good too. Let's give these a couple shots. Couple of lighter taps to get us going. Couple of medium taps there. Couple of harder ones there. Yeah, that one's good. That button stick should work itself out. They pretty much always do. No movement. Couple of lighter taps there to get us going. Couple of medium taps there. We'll give this one a couple of really good taps here. See, and that's what I mean. These have proven to be pretty damn reliable over the last couple of months. And CJRB and Artisan have always pretty much, with a few exceptions, with I think one exception, and that was one of the homes with the double button, and it was coated. And I think, you know, that one probably could have been fixed. But over the years, I've checked out every button lock CJRB and Artisan have done, and we've tested all of them. And I think only that one time did I have an issue, and that was just one home out of like 6. So, you know, and like I said, coated blade, coated plunge, and liners, everything was coated. A lot of times coatings can wreak havoc on locking systems, no matter whether it's a button plunge lock or whether it's a liner lock. That is really irrelevant. Coatings will wreak havoc on these parts that need to meet up and, you know, lock up with each other. But this thing is awesome. $45, I think, is what they're saying on the website. Love the Revel design. Love Ray Laconico's designs. He is one of my favorite designers, no question about it. And when I first found out about these, which was very recently, I was very intrigued because I had no idea these were coming out. And I'm pretty stoked that they decided to go ahead and put out an ultra budget type model. I am a huge fan of the Revel. We'll be doing more on these here in the future. And as I said, we will be giving 1 or 2 of these away very, very soon. You guys will have to let me know, what do you think of the new Artisan Cutlery Revel here? Look forward to hearing from you guys on these new knives. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, share this video with anyone and everyone that enjoys knives and gear. That always helps out these videos, helps out the channel tremendously. If you are new to the channel here and you enjoy knife and EDC content, you're in the right place. Make sure you subscribe because I release daily videos just like this. I'll pop up a couple of new videos on your screen. Go check one of them out for me. Have yourself an awesome day. Thank you all again for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.